Every day, 19 people die waiting for an organ transplant. Right now, there are thousands of people in Florida on a waiting list hoping for a life-saving transplant. It's a drama that is also being played out in primetime on the new CBS show 3 Rivers. But Stephen Cooper shows us the need for organ and tissue donors is very real.
Thank you for calling TransLife. How may I help you?
When Leslie McMillan asks how she can help you, she means it. She's dedicated her life to saving others through organ and tissue donation.
The need for organ and tissue donation is a growing healthcare crisis, and a lot of people don't realize that.
Tonight, there are 104,459 people on a waiting list for a transplant, and that number grows faster than the number of donors. As a result, at least 19 people die every day waiting for an organ that never comes.
And I see firsthand the impact it makes.
Leslie's husband Mike used to be on a list. He could have gone blind if not for a transplanted cornea. Today, he's a happy dad and fireman.
And not only is he saving lives in doing that, he can see our little boy, who's going to turn 4 just next year, and he is already saying he wants to be a fireman like his daddy.
But Leslie's passion for organ donation dates back to the birth of her nephew Ryan. Born with cystic fibrosis, he could someday need a double lung transplant. She immediately became an organ donor.
And I thought, how can I say no to something that potentially is going to have a major impact on my family in the future?
TransLife organ and tissue donation services give Leslie the chance to talk with all kinds of people in hopes they'll sign up to be an organ donor. She also spends time with donor families who tell her how glad they are to have helped save someone else.
At a very dark time when they lose their loved one, donation was that little glimmer of light and hope because they knew others were living on because they helped make that possible.
And yet, getting people to become an organ donor is a tough job. Nationwide, just 25% of Americans have signed up. Here in Florida, we do a little better, about 28%. If just one person becomes a donor as a result of this story, countless lives could be saved. Maybe someone you love. For information on how you can become an organ donor, go to our website, clickorlando.com, go to Scene on 6, and hit Sunday Stories. I'm Stephen Cooper, Local 6.
One local boy knows the importance of transplant donors. He's been praying for an organ for months and finally had his wish come true.
He started jumping, saying, thank you, God, to give him my heart.
Because he understood that he was getting a heart.
Yes, yes.
And tomorrow at 11, Jacqueline London will show us how getting a heart has already changed this 8-year-old's life.